on the YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. Okay, very good. So while we wait for Andrew to log on to the Zoom, we continue our conversation. So this meeting is in Barbados this year, and I was having hopes of attending, but logistics, are not there for me to make it this year, unless Uncle Sam or Santa Claus.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, good morning. Okay.
Well, maybe we'll be privileged to have
Yeah.
advanced planning for next year, so we could start rolling early.
Yeah, so okay, let me get the
Mhm.
cursor up on the screen. Okay, just trying to navigate these two screens and find the cursor. Yeah, keep talking, Mansford.
Yes, and so we hopeful that we could get a good picture of. Are you remembering the conference theme, Dr. Ivan?
Don't know it off. I have to check the literature.
Oh, okay.
I think it has something to do with,
right now.
education. But Andrew will give that detail when he come online.
Yes, but it has to do with communication, does it? And persons with disability, reaching out to each other and expressing their multi talents and so on.
I really can't comment on that.
I don't know. For some reason, I feel that I heard something like that.
I mean, to tell the truth, I've been so
Consumed.
consumed with so many projects in the
Yes,
last little while.
I know. I know. Okay, let me not pressure you. I should say good morning to our good friend down there in Dominica, who I know normally makes an effort to join us on Friday mornings, and all else who joins us on a Friday morning for our short hour out of the shadows into the light. We thank you and we welcome you. There's Sulan down there in St. Martin. There's Ivor, Henry, and the others in the diaspora. Wherever you are, we welcome you, and please feel free to make your input. Of course, our numbers are always available to you. You can give us a call at 1-869-669-7312, or those of you here in the Federation, you can call us on 469-7953. And I think that our Magic Jack also is still struggling along. That's 1917-460-2187.
Come on, mouse.
And so
where are you?
So you can join us, you can ask a question, make a recommendation or a suggestion or whatever you'd like to do. We'd like to hear from you right here on Out of the Shadows into the Light here on 2020 Vision Radio. My name is Ren. Dr. Lyward is with us, and we are anticipating joining Andrew and Udeli and others out of Barbados as they bring us up to speed with the conference that is proposed for a little later this month. We always want to use the opportunity to thank those persons who are our volunteers here on the ground, here on Nevis for our CBR. Those of you who religiously come every day without any prompting, you make sure that you show up, and we appreciate all the efforts, we appreciate the sacrifice, and we can see the benefits, we can see, the joy expressed on those who attend, and they look forward to you. And sometimes we take little things for granted, but those persons who are able to leave their homes because of the different situations that they have to deal with, be it loneliness or be it isolation or whatever, coming to the center is really a game changer, and we're so thankful for the opportunity. And I in particular am very glad to be a part of this. and I support it 100%. And thank you, Dr. Lyward, for sharing and for enduring what I know is quite a challenge for you every day with everything that you have to do. But you take the time out to share, take the time out to lead from the front, you take the time out to give recommendation, consultation, and everything to ensure that the program goes smoothly, and we are grateful.
Well, I mean, this program is about transforming lives. And when you see those who come to the program begins to change, in small ways internally, they get more confident, more assured of themselves, willing to speak up. I mean, that's the joys, And then with time, they will take the rightful place and become self-advocates,
And one would have to say that in making the effort to change lives, you get your own life changed.
Exactly, because it called for yourself being patient and tolerant, considerate of others, and we can't. We have to come down to their level, go to at their speed, because they have their challenges, and we can't expect them to be going as fast as us at the beginning at the same speed. So that's where the challenge comes in helping persons with disabilities. That we have to work with them at their level. I said nothing about us without us, and so as we come to their level and begin to work with them, then it transforms us, because it calls for a level of humility, of patience, tolerance, to come down from off our high horses to help a person who is struggling with whatever impairment they may have.
Yes, the reality of humility sometimes is quite a wake-up call, isn't it? Let me say good morning to Terulan and Julie and Ford, and to Kaija and her mom, Shalisa. Is it
Shalita?
Shalisa or Shalita?
Shalita.
I think I normally say Shalisa. Okay, Shalita. Good morning to you, and
oh my,
good
Andrew, boyfie. I can't get the cursor. Oh yes, there it is now. Okay.
Let me say good morning also to Constantia David over there in.
Yeah, good morning, Andrew.
Hello, Andrew.
Morning, good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Sorry, it took a bit to get the cursor onto the other screen, using a dual screen.
No problem.
So,
how you doing,
welcome,
sir?
Andrew.
Not bad, just here in Barbados at the Reform in Education. It's just completed yesterday, and as we prepare for our upcoming Caribbean Disability Conference in Barbados in 2 weeks' time.
Yes, and we are using this platform to take advantage of you in terms of bringing us up to speed with what is expected to happen at the conference, how it came about, and why, and what the objectives are, and all that kind of thing. So thank you very much for bringing us up to speed with what's happening.
No problem.
Yes, Andrew, is your camera on? I'm not seeing you.
Yes, my camera is on.
Okay, maybe it's my technology on this end.
You're seeing it?
Well, we're hearing you nice and clear.
You, but I'm not seeing you.
Hold on.
I think it's on my end, Not too versed in the technology.
Actually, it's my hand.
It's your end.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna see what's going on with sometime it's the where is this? The button on the up the top.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And so we remind everyone that we are on 2020 Vision Radio for Out of the Shadows into the Light, and it's another beautiful Friday morning. And Andrew, you may want to know that we normally say this is the shortest hour because the time goes by very quickly, so we want to push in as much as we can, okay?
Right, perfect.
Yes, so Andrew, while you're on, just give us again the dates and the team and the venue for the conference, please.
Excellent. So this year conference will be held in Barbados, at the Wyndham Grand Barbados, and the theme for this year is Breaking Barriers inclusive education for all abilities. And it's happening, advancing educational inclusion for persons with disability in the Caribbean. That's the theme, I'm sorry. Breaking barriers, advancing educational inclusions for person with disability in the Caribbean. And it's taking place October the 17th, and we are really excited. And I think I can just jump into why we choose this theme. Um, Last year conference, and Mr. Liburn, you were there with us, and it was an amazing conference that we tackled several aspects, um, advocacy and awareness, education and disaster preparedness, legislation, and we looked at that component, which is education. And out of the white paper which we have created and it's completed, we decided that the most important one was education. And that's why we choose inclusive education, because we know that the region struggles, and it was important that we address the issue and look at the issue of inclusive education across the region. So this year conference is going to be so robust that we are tackling these various areas in education, from the policy, strategy, policy and practice, legislation, regional alignment, early childhood and primary inclusion, teachers training and inclusive curriculum, assistive technology in the classroom, because we know technology is moving ahead. And then we want to hear from the youths who are there, the youths who are in the classroom. So we have youth voices that they will be speaking. And then on the last day, which is Tuesday, this is where regional action planning for inclusion will happen. And we will draft the regional declaration with the call to action moving forward for inclusive education for persons with disability, all abilities. And I must say, we really, really, really astounded by our speakers or participations of the various organizations, CXC, OECS, World Bank, and we must say that we are proud and we're really happy that the Caribbean Development Bank once again has become a sponsor for the conference, and they have put their money where their mouth is and supporting regional development. I'm really happy to see that CDB has been leading the chart. As I said, this conference that I just attended was Transforming Education, where a regional PTA was developed, Parent Teachers Association was developed. They looked at everything there and how they can improve, the importance of the child learning in the classroom, and the importance of the parents, because sometimes we forget about the parents. And I'm really, really glad. But our conference will zoom into inclusive education. And as I said, we outline various aspects, from teachers training to TVET to, policies, and then looking at where the region will go in terms of this declaration that we plan to outline, just like what we did with last year conference, where the white paper came out of it. And in that white paper, we're actioning some of the short term, medium, and long term that we have outlined. So we're not just making a paper and it sit down there and not do nothing or gather dust on the desk or the shelf.
So very impressive, Jermaine, and I must applaud you and the team for pulling it off again. I mean, some question were asking why such a big conference back to back 2 years in a row, but I know that you have the team, the capabilities to to do that year after year, you know. So look forward to the third time around next year.
Well, Andrew, let me ask you to quickly give us some responses, if any, or feedback from last year's conference in relation to the subject matters that were discussed, like legislation and inclusivity and so on. Any feedback, if any feedback, any from any across any of the territories?
Absolutely. I mean, we are growing when we look at it. When we started, and Mr. Liburn, we're so happy that you're part of the network. The network has grown to 90 members. And our newly Caribbean island who just formed, now we're 14 islands. Bermuda just came on board. When we look at the progress that, and it's all about advocacy, you know. If we don't advocate, we just now have 2 ministers, actually 3. Barbados has done so. St. Lucia has implemented a minister for person with disability, and Dominica. So we see we're moving the needle, and it's all about the advocacy from last year conference, the push, the mobilization of person with disability, the mobilization of organization in the different islands that need the support. We are stronger together. We're divided when we not work together. And the importance of working together is so crucial, and letting them know the importance. So when we see that appointments of ministers and the reflection, remember the Prime Minister of Dominica brought in the young person with disability and appointed them. That is progress that we're pushing, and we have to continue to push. We have to continue. My goal, and one of the reasons why we choose Barbados too, they implemented their Disability Act. Barbados is doing so much work on the ground. Accessible Barbados, which is something for the tourism sector, you know, and not only the tourism sector, but many, you know, access for person with disability on the island. So we see that a lot is happening. Our members on the ground are being mobilized, and we welcome again. We open the door for person to participate, and we're making it easy because we know it is now. Boy, the world is in crisis. Money is very tight this year. It has been a rough one this year in terms of locking in a lot more sponsor, but we're making it possible that you could join us online.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Andrew. Just before you say more, the program is indicating our theme song, so take a listen. We are glad we came together. We are glad we came together at CBR.
There is help and healing for everyone, for everyone, for everyone. There is help and healing for everyone at CBR. There is there for great achievement, achievement, achievement. There is there for great achievement at CBR. We are gaining so much more, so much more, so much more. We are gaining so much more at CBR. Together everyone achieves more, achieves more, achieves more. Together we achieve more at CBR.
And that's the theme for our team.
Together everyone achieves more. Teamwork is dreamwork, you know.
Yes, together everyone achieves more.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate the community building effort, you know, that is taking place across the Caribbean, with CDN, the CBR groupings, and the different OPDs that coming together in all these platforms to bring people with disabilities out of the shadows and into the light. That's the theme of this program, taking people from out of the shadows into the light. And Andrew, you're doing a fantastic work, and so we look forward to hear the outcome of the conference and for future collaboration. And we have had several conversations along the line over the past 2 years, and so we're expecting greater things to happen. The Caribbean is mobilizing, and thanks to
Absolutely.
your effort and others along with us in the network.
Maybe we
And
can
we
bring
just
Andrew up to speed, Dr. Lyward, with our conversations that we've been having here in our federation over the last couple of months. We have had some discussions in reference to policy making and inclusivity for persons with disability in St. Kitts Nevis. And
Yes,
we're particularly grateful to the Disaster Management Division who has sought to include us in their planning. We're in the hurricane season, and recently there was launched all around the region information in respect to tsunami and all that, and so they have chosen to include us in the planning for the alert in terms of how do you get from point A to point B and so on, and being safe, and that to us is strategic.
and additionally, there was a consultation done last year with a consultant to ECLAC, and there's a draft disability policy and bill that is going to public consultations right now. So hopefully by this time next year, St. Nevis will have gone to Parliament and enacted the disability legislation to put the CRPD into effect. But things are happening on the ground. The government are talking to us, the OPDs, and we are putting our house in order, getting mobilized. But the big elephant is that we need the funds to flow more fluently. But things are happening, Andrew, and with
Yes.
people like you in the Caribbean working at a higher level of the system, mean that the regional organization, CDB, OECS, World Bank, CARICOM, United Nations, we know that you will help to mobilize and unlock those chests of funds.
Well, I have good news for you because yesterday I met the CARICOM person and I heard that they're now is looking at sourcing for that office because that office was vacated. So now they have secured funding for that office and hopefully they'll be mobilizing. We were able to send some information to them, have them join. So again, just being in those spaces to connect with those persons to remind them that what's happening, man, we need disability forefront. And I must say that we're not leaving St. Kitts out with the conference. St. Kitts is listed because we're going to take the conference right across our member state. So we definitely have St. Kitts and Nevis on the list for one of the conference, and hopefully we will look at a topic that will be beneficial for the island. In addition, we also realize the importance of leaving a legacy. So what we have done now is to create legacy projects in each of the Caribbean countries. So in Barbados this year, we are mobilizing the National Council by transforming their one of their room to become an IT room with the support of CDB. So in terms of training and technology equipments will be given, and that will be something sustainable. That will be our legacy project where we know people can come in and to be able to write their resume, check email, training can be happening, and state of the art room with technology equipments and all of that. So
It sounds
we're really,
wonderful.
really
Yeah, sounds
proud.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So St. Nevis and Nevis will be next in line.
Absolutely, and we can't wait. We decided on four countries, and now we're gonna look at now where next for the others as we plan ahead. Because sometimes it's important for us to plan ahead where we're taking it, and I'm really really happy to hear that the Parliament is now looking at it in terms of legislation, which is so important.
Yes.
So, Mr. Liebert, coming out of the legislation and human rights discussion, that where I said we need to be by 2030 80% of the Caribbean having legislation. I'm so happy to hear this. I see the vision, as you said, 2020 vision radio. I
Yeah.
see the vision
Yes.
that we will accomplish that. 80% of the region has legislation before this 2030 sustainable development goal.
Well, for us here in our little group, we are badly in need of transportation to bring our folks out to our day center. That is going from strength to strength. We're getting new members coming in from time to time, but they're coming out on a regular basis is hampered by lack of
Transportation.
transportation. So that's our priority for this year. We have several grants out. We have a quotation for a disability bus from a local vehicle importing company. And so
Right.
we are putting this play out there that we need help with that transportation. So if you could help us with the mobilization, if the grant that you applied for falls through, then we'll be having a conversation to see how we can mobilize resources to get that vehicle, because it's a big impediment to the success of our program, you know. 'Cause a lot
Absolutely.
of folks can't afford to come on the regular buses or the transport and the logistics of coming out on a regular basis. So we need that dedicated transport for our program that it just goes and pick up people, and it's dedicated to the program, so there is no trouble in getting people out on a regular basis, you know.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
pray for us that we get that vehicle shortly. So I'm putting the play out there again on this platform in your ears, you know. And you're a very resourceful person, Andrew. Yeah.
Absolutely. I will definitely speak to you more on that, Dr.
So
Liburn.
there's a gentleman in Barbados who represents our group. He is Mr. Paul Fort. So look out for him, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I
So
think
he's
Paul
officially
is.
our rep at the conference. Seeing that none of us could have make it so far, unless somebody come and say, "Here, take this ticket and go next week," you know. but
Yes.
but
Well,
until such
I was
times,
able to meet your ministries and
yeah,
ministers and the PS because they were here.
yeah.
So let's see what happens, you know?
Okay, probably me get change of heart and say, well, Dr. Library, you and Manford, go to Barbados next week, you know. And that would be so nice.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, as always, it is really nice. Continue to do the work. Continue to be the voice. As I said, advocacy. Without advocacy, we won't get any change done. So we gotta continue to advocate. And I'm happy as always to be on 2020 Vision Radio.
Thank you.
Um, I'm happy to support and continue to support the regional effort. As you said, together
Everyone
we
achieves more.
work. Yep. So I'm happy, and for persons who want to join the conference online, just look it up, caribbeandisabilityconference.org, and you just click on the link. Also, Mr. Liburn, we have shared the Zoom. It's on Zoom, so we have shared the Zoom link to you that can be distributed. So if anybody asks that they wanted to join, you could share it with them. And we look forward to a massive capacity. Not just only person with disability, teachers, community organizations, and let's not forget our students.
Yes, Andrew, we're so thankful again for that information. And, you know, we will be logging on. I've posted a link in our Facebook chat. Yeah, and quite a few folks are reaching out to you, Andrew. Ivor Henry, Patson Williams, Jam Forbes, Gwen Williams. They are our faithful online attendees. So they're shouting out to you and say thank you for your effort in being part of this program this morning and for the work you're
Yes,
doing across the region, you know.
caribbeandisabilityconference.org.
Yeah.
caribbeandisabilityconference.org. Sign up, participate. And the thing too is not just you're going to sign up and come online and listen. We're giving you the opportunity to speak, to voice your concern. This is what is happening with my child. This is what my child need. how we can create that space, that sensory space. At this previous conference, we talk about teachers training, how teachers need to have an inclusive classroom, how to deal with an autistic and dyslexia child. Um, we talk about cultural pedagogy, how we can create that farming space in the back of the school where the child can, they learn differently. You know, when we talk about the technical aspect of it, when we talk about the coding, computer coding class, how they learn animation, some of our kids with special needs learn differently and embrace those aspects and how you can combine the learning with the cultural competent of it. So I'm really excited how this conference, and we're talking about action, call to action, not to just write something and then it sits there.
Yes, I mean, I do appreciate that emphasis, because so much talk goes around, and
Yes.
but then the action is often
Slow coming.
slow in coming. Yeah, so we need to get people like you, Andrew, with the zest, with the fire in your soul to keep things moving. And do appreciate you working on the region
Connections.
to bring us together again 2 years in a row. And I'm sure
Yes.
it will become an annual feature with the big players, CDB, World Bank, OECS,
Coming on board.
CARICOM, on board, and we can make it an annual event. I mean, and I like these annual. The more frequent you keep in touch, then the better things happen. And
Yes.
so when you're starting a project, you can't come every 5 years. You gotta come every month, every year, until you get it sustainable. And so
Right.
the intensity is important at the outset to get
Yes.
things established, because the longer you go, then you lose the zest, you lose the zeal, and
Momentum.
the momentum drops.
Mhm.
So thank you for pushing on your planners, Michelle and Beverly and the others and the team.
All the group, as I
Yeah.
said, it wouldn't be possible without you guys, the network members. Um, when we have our meetings, even in our WhatsApp group, we're so happy to see people engaging. As I said, couldn't be possible without the members, and how we look at strengthening the members. That's the key. How to strengthen the members, how to strengthen the national councils, how to mobilize them, how to give resources, go into these institutions and providing, hey, listen, we need some training, how to advocate, how to write grants, how to do all of these stuff. Let's not forget us. We are here. We need that kind of support. So building the capacity of each person and the organization. Thank you so much
Yeah.
again, Mr. Lyburn. And I want to say big up 2020 Vision Radio for the work that you're doing over there in St. Kitts and Nevis. Looking forward to touching down again before the year end to see what's going on. And as I said, we are happy. Myself, we're looking at transforming the that disability school, I think Cotton Thomas, with their IT room. I told PS that we're going to support them. I've spoken to the principal, so we're in some stage of fundraising to get those desktop computers for them, and so that they too can be part of the learning experience, both for the child and the teacher.
Wonderful. So I'll be reaching out to PS. That's the PS for disability from St. Kitts, right?
The PS for education.
Education. Oh, the one for disability ministry wasn't there.
No, I didn't see them there.
Okay.
They will be definitely. I think they're going to join us online for the conference in 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll be reaching out either way to see that we are kept in the loop as our own little NGO here on Nevis.
But definitely your PS Claxton was here. Zanella. So
Yeah,
Oh, in
okay.
education.
her.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll be reaching out to her. She and I have good conversation, so.
Of course.
You lost your
Thank
voice,
you.
aren't you?
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And guys, have a blessed day. I'm back again at the office tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Uh,
Preparing for this upcoming conference.
Okay, well,
Listeners, thank you for listening in.
yeah, thanks to you, Dali, for bringing the link, and we'll be in touch again, Andrew. Nice having you this morning on the program.
Definitely.
Yes,
Take
thank you
care.
very much,
Okay.
and we wish you every success at the upcoming conference. Um, may you be strengthened and energized as you get the support from the different groups across the Caribbean as we network to ensure inclusivity and participation.
Absolutely. And I must say, give God thanks and the glory for giving the strength to continue.
Yes, capacity building is essential and very important, and we see it working and unfolding daily. So much strength to you, Andrew, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for consenting to get out of the warmth of your bed.
And
Get
you're the
a-
early riser.
Oh, he's an
I'm
early
an early
riser.
riser,
Yeah.
man. I already started and ready to roll. Heading on the road now.
Okay, well, very good, and thank you very much. All the very best to you, and we hope that you have. I'm sure Paul is going to make an effort to have a very, very in-depth conversation with you. He's that type of guy, very engaging, and we'll be seeing him a little bit later in the month. So I'm sure he'll bring us up to speed with what's happening, and we'll do our best to log in as well and see whether or not we can make some contribution.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Okay,
Yes,
bye
thank you very
again,
much.
Andrew. All
Thank
the
you very
best.
much.
Bye bye.
Right. All right, let me say good morning to Ray and Paul over there in Barbados. Dr. Lai, I don't know if they were able to to join us, but and also to you, Delhi. Thank you very much for this the opportunity that was facilitated to have a chat with Andrew and to be up to speed with what's going on with the disability conference over there in Barbados coming up on the 17th. And
So that's in just 2 weeks.
yes,
2 weeks today.
we'll give our full support in whatever way we can.
We can participate online, so
Of course,
we'll see how we could get that set up at the center.
at the center, yes.
Yeah, too. I must speak to Mr. Disaster Management. They have the technical capacities to help us
Mhm,
with that setup, the big screen, TV, and all that.
mhm. Well, we can make things happen. Definitely, we have the the resources. We have the facilities. We have the everything. Of course, in education as well. There's a very good friend of mine, Jomo, who is very versed in IT as well, who I'm sure will be happy to help us manipulate the
The
technology. Mhm. And so we thank all of you for joining us here on Out of the Shadows into the Light. How's the clock doing, Dr. Lywood?
We're doing well. It's 9 minutes to 8 minutes to 8, so we have
5 minutes.
another 5 minutes before we start the wind down sequence. So we're certainly glad we came together at CBR.
Yes, we're always glad. We are glad
that we came together, together. We are glad we came together at CBR. There is help and healing for everyone, for everyone, for everyone. There is help and healing for everyone at CBR.
When you want to lead us in the third verse, there for great achievement. There is there for great achievement at CBR. Let me show the fourth verse at Ivor. We are gaining so much more, so much more, so much more. We are gaining so much more at CBR. All together now. Together everyone achieves more, achieves more, achieves more. Together we achieve more at CBR. Wonderful. You did very well, all of you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, for Ivor saying good conversation. Thank you, Ivor.
Thank you, sir. And you're always a part of it, and we appreciate your presence and your contribution.
Yeah, so
Just for our persons here on the ground, no, we're not at the center today. Please be aware of that. Those of you who need to be reminded, we're not at the center today, so we're back at the center this coming Monday, God's willing. And just a quick note, Dr. Lywood, if you don't mind, please, to remind our listeners and persons here on the ground of the convention, the Nevis Reformation Party convention that happens at NEPAC this coming Sunday. Sunday is the 5th, isn't it? Yes.
yes.
And that convention convenes at 5.
So you have the information, Ren, so maybe you could speak to it, but it's part of the national dialogue where different groups come together, and the
Yes.
Nevis Reformation Party is one such group that is vying for high office.
All inclusive.
Yeah.
All inclusive.
So
all are welcome. All are
Yes.
welcome.
So we look to hear what is coming from the conference floor that day, and all the plans and projects that group of political actors are planning for the island of Nevis.
Mm-hmm. And whoever is planning for Nevis, we want to be a part of it, right?
Yeah, and let the actions and plans contend when the time comes, and the better man win.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So
So it's a Sunday at 5.
Sunday at 5, yes.
At the NEPAC.
At NEPAC, yes.
Okay.
I think the public is to be there at 5. The delegates are to be there at 3, and to do the business of the party, and then the all-engaging session starts at 5.
Okay, so the business meeting is before the public
Yes.
showcase. Okay. Okay, well, we'll look forward to hear what is coming from that corner of the national dialogue. Certainly there's a lot of discussion going on in the country right now about economic development, and so we want to hear what's in the offering so we could make wise choices when the time comes.
I was very excited to hear that. I don't think I have the theme in its totality, but I know I heard together, stronger together, and to me that is very, very, very embracing, right?
Well, I mean, togetherness is becoming a common word, common theme nowadays. And so we need to.
And deservingly so, Dr. Lywood. I mean, we've been hearing this over the ages. We're stronger together.
Yes, so we need to see the reality lived out.
And that is why we come here every Friday morning to encourage all of us to come together and do what needs to be done. Have conversations, identify the direction in which we need to go. We got a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on Out of the Shadows into the Light with Dr. Lywood and Ren.
Hello?
Yeah, good
Hello,
morning.
good
caller.
morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes,
Good
good
morning.
morning, Terry. How are you doing? Be quick. We have 2 seconds.
Dr. Labrador.
Okay, wonderful. Nice hearing you.
Nice hearing you. We don't have a lot of time, so you gotta speak up very quickly.
How do you become a chairman?
Okay.
When for it out of it, no, I want to be a chairman.
Okay,
How-
wonderful.
No, I'm not out of it, but we are glad that you have brought yourself forward, and we will put things in place to ensure that you have the necessary tools and information to fill that
That position.
that position when it becomes available, right? The whole idea is for all of us to work together. We are promoting inclusivity, right? And so if you are stepping out forward and say, yes, I'm available, that is the attitude that we are trying to foster. So thank you very much, Terry. We will look towards making sure that you're equipped to do exactly what you want to do, and all else will be on board to assist you and give you the necessary tools and to push you forward. Okay, so thank you very much for your volunteerism.
Yes.
Alright.
And that is why when I get questions on my phone, I call back people and ask them what it says, because when I read them, I don't understand them still.
Okay, so we'll have some more conversation. Okay, maybe sometimes the calls is not always the timing is not always appropriate. So at the appropriate time, we will give.
Okay, we have 33 seconds before the computer kick us out. Okay, Terry, good
All right,
morning.
Terry, thank you very much. We gotta go now. The clock on the wall is saying it's time for 2020 Vision News. Okay, so take care of yourself. Have a good weekend.
Eureka Health Services and 2020 Vision Radio presents Out of the Shadows and Into the Light with host Dr. Glenville E. Liebert and special guests. Join us.
This 2020 Vision Radio newscast is sponsored by EC Computer Services, PICO, and the Nevis Cooperative Credit Union.
EC Computer Institute, serving you with distinction since 1993. Located on Shiloh Baptist Road, Ramsbury Site, Nevis, we offer primary and secondary